Hello everyone, I'm hoping you can hear me clearly. Nice one. My name's Teacher David. I'm your teacher. I'll be your teacher for the next 30 minutes or so as we go through the PTE Crash Course. Welcome everyone. You're able to write in at any stage into the chat box, and I'm looking at my other screen over here just to see if you're going to write anything there. So you can say hello, but also you can ask questions as well. Mostly people stay fairly quiet. Welcome to YouTube people as well. Pretty quiet during the session, but I like you to do is to listen, take notes, and compare what you know with what I know, and work out how things are going to get better, how you're going to master the 20 tasks in PTE, knowing a method for each of those tasks that you're going to use in the test. So can you hear clearly? Can someone just say yes that you can hear clearly and see the screen? And you can see a screen with 20% off on it. From our E2 experts. Yes, thanks, Wei. Now, there's a sale on at the moment over Easter. Good one, Rutger and Abhishek. Thanks, Johnny. 20% off from our E2 expert. Haha, pretty funny. Enter the code EXPERT20 at the checkout to get 20% off your next upgrade or new package. It expires on the 2nd of April. All right, PT Crash Course. Now, those of you who've been here before, welcome. Those of you who are new, my name's David. I'm going to talk you through Wei Shen, write in and ask and see if you can hassle them. If you've just signed up, write to hello@e2language.com and student support will help you out. We've just put the slide up for today, but it could easily have gone up. It can't have gone up earlier. So write to them. Yep, good one. And let them know. And that David said you should write to them. Okay. PTE Crash Course, all 20 tasks explained. I'm going to go through them. You can write down what you can remember. It's a kind of a test for what you know already, and also your awareness of what you can know, because I know all the 20 methods that we use. I want you to know the 20 methods you can use. Okay. I don't have to sit the test anymore, but you do. So I want you to know what they are. So I'm going to run you through them so you can be aware of them. And then over the coming weeks, you're going to practice them, learn them, practice them, and get feedback. All right, here we go. In the speaking part of the test, class will last about 25 minutes. In the speaking part of the test, there are 4 parts of the test: speaking, writing, reading, and listening. Speaking and writing are grouped together, and reading and listening are grouped together. Speaking, there are 5 tasks. Writing, there are 2. Reading, there are 5. Listening, there are 8. In speaking, there are 5 tasks. One of them is read aloud. Yep. Now, it looks like this. You'll be given 35 seconds to rehearse reading the text, and then you'll have 35 seconds to read aloud and be recorded. So in the 35 seconds, and in speaking, all the tasks are timed, so they'll time out. You don't have to click next. You can if you want, but generally speaking, I think it's better to let the whole thing play out, and you take a rest if you've got extra time. You can't, if you go forward to the next thing, you don't get that time back. It doesn't make the task shorter. It just makes the test shorter. So you're better off, I think, just working it out and letting it run its course and using time to breathe and think clearly, ready for the next one, and reduce your anxiety as well. So 35 seconds to prepare. Read through the task looking for difficult words. Sound words out loud that you think you need to practice getting your lips and tongue around. And then when it starts recording, read at a moderate pace. Group phrases together, so group articles, adjectives, and nouns together. Pause at the comma and stop at the full stop. You can do very well in this section. You just need to practice and get feedback. Don't pause all the way through the sentence. Generally, the pauses only come at the comma and then at the full stop. So if you're unnaturally stopping, which everybody does, you need feedback, or you need to be aware of that, and then realize you need a bigger breath to link the words together so you can make meaning out of what you're reading and get to the punctuation mark. And that's what you're heading for. You're heading for the full stop, but you'll pause at the comma, and there may be a chance in a longer sentence to pause at the conjunction as well. Get good at it. Okay, speaking, repeat sentence. What you will do with this one is that you'll hear a sentence. Please repeat it exactly as you heard it, and you'll hear it only once. So it's a sentence that might have 2 or sometimes 3 parts. So listen for the meaning. Don't remember every word individually. Remember phrase, phrase, or phrase, phrase, phrase and hold it in your memory, understand it, and then repeat. So listen, understand, and then repeat. And repeat the sentence as you heard it. Yep, good one. Get good at it, practice. Speaking, describe, image. So that's 2 tasks. This is a toughie, this one, but you get good at it once you've got a method. And the method, I'll tell you in a second. In 25 seconds, you've got 25 seconds to prepare, then you've got 40 seconds to give your response. This is describe image. So we look at an image. The image might be a bar graph, like it is a line graph, a pie chart, a photograph, a table, and a combination of those things. So the method works all the time. Is give it a title and an x-axis. If it's a graph, the x-axis adds to the title. So it tells the listener, or it gives a title to the image. So give it a title, x-axis, 3 key features, low, high, and one other. So in whatever the image is, go for a low point, go for the highest point, and go for one other, a trend. If it's multiple graphs, go low on one, high on another, and something on the other, and then do what we do next. So title, x-axis, 3 key features, and the third major part is conclusion. And the conclusion is a summary. Summarize everything you've done in one sentence, seen in one sentence. You often don't know what the summary will be until you've done the other part of the question. You don't know what you're going to say until you've said the first 2 parts, which is title and x-axis, 3 key features. Conclusion is a summary, a prediction, what happens next, or a reason why. Title and x-axis, 3 key features, low, high, and one other, and conclusion. And you say that over and over to yourself, and then you do it in 40 seconds. When you first start doing it, you run out of time, but you soon make your sentences shorter and you fit in as much information as you need. Listen to the model answers and read along with them to find out what pace you need to speak at and how much information you need. Retell lecture is the other challenging one in speaking. You'll listen to a lecture, it'll be 60 to 90 seconds long. You've got 10 seconds afterwards, and then you're going to speak into the microphone and retell what you've just heard from the speech in your own words, and you'll have 40 seconds to do that. For retell lecture and summarize spoken text, we all know it, DMD TDS. DMD TDS, which is written down the side of your pad page that you'll be given in the test. DMD TDS. That's 6 points. Listen and then note down 6 important facts that you hear spoken in the lecture. We're listening for names, numbers, and main ideas. The first report back will be a reporting verb we use is was discussing. So the speaker was discussing. D, he mentioned. M, D, he described. T, he talked about. D, he discussed. S, he suggested that. DMD, TDS. It frames what you're going to say. It provides a scaffold and gives you 6 points to make notes about. So you want 6 notes and then you speak back in 40 seconds, just like describe image. You've only got 40 seconds to do it. The letters, DMD, TDS. Do it with your eyes closed, write it down 20 times, walk around the house, remember it 3 or 4 days in a row, and you'll get it right because you'll use this somewhere else. Answer short question is the final one. With this one, you need to know the answer. And if you don't know, guess, because it's not negatively marked. You won't lose a point, but you won't gain a point if you don't say anything. So you'll hear a question, give a simple and short answer. You can include an article, or you can just speak the noun or the answer directly into the microphone. You've only got 15 seconds to give that response. That's 5 speaking tasks. Now we've got 2 writing tasks. One of them is summarize written text, and the other one is write essay. So in summarize written text, you'll be shown a text here. This is probably 200 to 300 words long. You're going to type your response at the bottom of the page, and you'll be given 10 minutes to finish this task. So your response will be judged on the quality of your writing. How do we do this? Well, you're going to write a single sentence of 30 to 40 words. You're actually allowed to write up to 75, but you're going to write a single sentence of 30 to 40 words of 3 to 4 parts, summarizing 3 to 4 or including 3 to 4 main ideas from the text. So the job is to summarize written text by writing 3 or 4 main ideas from the text into a single sentence. How do we do that? Well, we read through, skim read, then we deep read, and we go through and we take a fact from the beginning, a fact from the middle, and a fact from the end, and we write it down on our pad. The reason we do that is because we consciously edit out the main ideas. Then we're either going to paraphrase or use those words directly in our sentence. We figure out what the topic of the paragraph was. We've taken that down, we write it, and then we're going to write 2 or 3 more parts. So the next part will be something that describes the subject, which we just wrote down a little bit more, and we'll use a relative clause for that. So we might use who or which or that to add information to the subject. Then we're going to add more information and more information until we've got 3 or 4 parts to our sentence, 3 or 4 clauses summarizing the main ideas in that body, in that paragraph. One from the beginning, middle, and end, and maybe some other information as well. It needs to be grammatically correct. It needs to be, the subject needs to agree, meaning be the same number as the verb. If it's singular, then it'll be a singular verb. If it's plural subject, plural verb. And if we use more than one subject and verb in the sentence, which we will, because it's a complex sentence, you need to make sure that they make sense. And one way of doing that is to read your sentence out loud to yourself so you can hear the sentence as if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense to your ear, it doesn't make sense. So you're going to correct your grammar and edit as you go. You've got a full 10 minutes to do this task. Don't finish early and move on, because you only finish the test sooner. You don't get that time back elsewhere. Keep going back to the text to see, have I got the information? Have I summarized it? Have I included that idea in my sentence somehow, paraphrased it, or you found a synonym, or used it literally directly quoted from the text? All good? Practice it. Practice it on when? On a Tuesday night in the live classes. You can also get, once you do this as a practice task, you can get assessment feedback on this from the writing part of the platform as well. Write essay. This is a great skill to learn. And I know, because I've gone from not being able to write essays to writing honours essays at university. So, but there was a time when I couldn't write an essay because I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So I had to learn what to do and then get good at it. So you'll have 20 minutes to plan, write, and revise an essay about the topic. You'll be given the question, and then you'll be judged on the quality of your writing and how your ideas develop, and you've got to write 200 to 300 words. So what do? We have a look at the question. There are 2 parts to the question. One group of people think this, another group of people think this. You're going to represent both of those people's ideas in body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. In your introduction, you're going to say which side of the argument you agree with most, which group of people, and in your conclusion, you're going to say the same thing. Your introduction will be 3 sentences. Your each body paragraph will be 4 sentences each, and your conclusion will be 2 sentences long. 3, 4, 4, 2. It's a great combination to remember. 3 sentences in the introduction, 4 in each body paragraph, and 2 in the conclusion. Each sentence has a purpose. So each of those 3 sentences in the introduction, you'll write generally about the topic, restate the question, and then tell the reader what you're going to tell them. Each body paragraph, 4 sentences, topic sentence, support sentence, evidence closing sentence. And in your conclusion, restate the 2 main ideas, one from body paragraph 1, one from body paragraph 2, and then your opinion. Get used to that structure, because then you can answer any question in PTE that comes to you. So look at the 2 parts of the question, work out which side do you favor, one more than the other, then write. Then plan for 2 minutes. You're going to plan and write down your main ideas, one to support the first body of people, the other one to support the other body of people, and work out which side you agree with more. And then you're going to present that in your introduction. You're going to write about it in each body paragraph in 4 sentences each. And then you're going to conclude that you favor one paragraph more than the other. Set that 6 to 8 times, and then you'll understand the structure. After that, you're able to easily flow without thinking too hard about how to structure your essay, how to plan your essay, how to structure your essay, and you can concentrate on word choice and grammar. It's a great skill to learn, and you can go from having no idea to being very good at it. Don't forget to subscribe at some stage to a package that suits you. Reading and writing, filling in the blank. So that's our 2 writing. 5 speaking, 2 writing, now 5 reading. Yep. Keeping up? Okay. Let me know you're still in the room by saying put the number 3 in the chat box if you're keeping up and you're being able to understand the description of the method so far. So just to give me an indication that you are in the room by writing the number 3 in the chat box or 3 on YouTube. Abhishek still here. Hope other people are here as well. Carolina, good one, Carolina. Thanks. Great. Now remember, you're comparing what you know already with what you can know by watching the videos, learning the methods, practicing the methods, and getting feedback. The reason I know is because I've taught this more than 1,000 times. So, and I've done the test 3 times, and I use the methods in the test to score 90 in each section. So I know that they work. You can know that it works too. 5 reading tasks. Reading and writing, filling in the blank. Reading requires time management because unlike speaking and writing, the tasks aren't timed. Remember, summarized written text, 10 minutes, essay, 20 minutes. In these, you've got to look at the clock and move on after 2 minutes, because if you allow yourself to spend 3 or 4 minutes on a task, it means you won't have time later on in the test to finish, to do the work accurately. So you need to just limit yourself to 2 minutes for most of the reading tasks and 3 minutes for the reading multiple choice, multiple answer tasks. So you need to practice the method and get good at it. How do we do that? Well, below is a text with blanks. You click on each blank and a list of choices will appear. So possible answers, but only one of those answers is correct, remember? So they may be similar, synonyms of the words that have similar meaning, but only one is correct in this context. So look at the word that comes before and the word that comes after, and if it forms a collocation or meaning by that joining of words together and it sounds right, then that's the word. If you can't decide, then look at the 4 choices, narrow it down to 2 choices, and then 2 choices down to 1 choice. So you only want the correct answer. You can eliminate ones that you don't think are correct, they don't sound right, look right, and you'll be left with 2 that are similar. Which one of those? The one that sounds most correct in that context. Learn to trust your choices by practicing and getting them right. Remember, limit yourself to 2 minutes. Reading multiple choice, choose multiple answers. You can extend that time to 3 minutes. With these ones, read the question, look at the options and take the key words from the option to the text. So if there's a number or a significant name in the option, take that to the text and find it in the text and then read around it. And if it makes sense that the meaning in the text is the same as the meaning in your option and it answers the question, then tick it because it's correct. But if it doesn't make sense to you, don't choose it. There's negative marking in this, so you only get a positive mark for an answer that's correct. If it's incorrect, don't tick it. If it is correct, choose it and allow that to be the correct answer. 2 or 3 answers are possibly correct, but 1 correct answer is better than 1 correct answer and 1 incorrect answer because that is 0. So, but 1 correct answer is 1. So only go for the positives in the multiple choice, multiple answers. Reorder paragraph. With this one, you've got to drag the options from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen. You're going to look for the topic sentence or the standalone sentence, and then you're going to look at the subject and the object of that sentence, and you're going to work out in the next sentence which sentence develops either the subject or the object of that sentence. So, standalone sentence, look at the subject, the bit before the verb, the object, the bit after the verb, and find a sentence that develops part of that sentence. That is most likely to be the next sentence. Then look at the subject and object of that sentence, and then find another sentence that develops either the subject or object of that sentence, and so on. So there's a logical progression or development of ideas through the paragraph, starting with the topic sentence, the standalone sentence. So you end up believing yourself, you need to do this and get it right. So practice it in class, and once you get it right, you'll realize, oh, it is possible. Oh, and you did get it right. Once you do that, it's a real breakthrough for this task, which means that once you've done it once, you can keep doing it, but you have to get it right at least once. Don't get it wrong all the time. If it's all wrong all the time, slow down, work out what's going wrong, and apply your method. Reading, filling in the blanks requires vocabulary again. So to develop your reading skills, do a lot of reading. So drag the words from the box below to the appropriate place in the text. To undo an answer choice, drag the word back to the box to the bottom of the page. So you'll be reading along, there's a blank, there's a number of words down the bottom of the screen. One of those words will fill the blank, but two of those words may be very similar in meaning. You have to work out which one fits most appropriately in this context. Another thing that can help you is not only the meaning of the words, but also the grammar, the word type. So if we look here, we might realize I need a noun, a thing, but only a number of these will be nouns. Others will be other types of words like adjectives or an adverb or a preposition. And you only want to choose from a noun. So you'll be able to eliminate what isn't a noun and choose between the nouns. How do we tell that? Because it might have an adjective either side, or it might have one side, but it might have an article before it. If it's got an article, it's definitely a thing. So it might be a noun, a verb, or an adjective, or a preposition. You can identify the word type. So use your knowledge of grammar, then find the word type down here and work out which of those choices, which one is the correct one. Multiple choice, choose single answer. With this one again, read the question, look at the options, take the keywords from the option to the text, read around the option in the text, and then work out if it says the same thing as the option and answers the question. If it does, tick it. If it doesn't, leave it. Put an X through it. Only one is correct. If you narrow it down to two possible ones, recheck the text, check it answers the question, and only choose one answer because only one answer is correct. So eliminate and select. You can do a PTE mini mock test at any stage, which will give you a chance to practice the 20 tasks in the test, and you'll be given feedback on that. It's a good thing to do. So reading and speaking and writing, reading, and finally listening. There are 8 tasks to listening. Summarize spoken text. Remember DMD TDS that we spoke about earlier? Well, DMD TDS works for this as well. So you'll hear a lecture because it's a listening task. You'll hear the lecture and then you'll hear the lecture, then you'll listen and take notes. When you take notes with DMD TDS as your structure. 6 points, DMD TDS. Write them down the side of the page. Then when you're going to write up your response, you're going to use your memory and your notes to write out your response of 50 to 70 words in 10 minutes. That means you're going to write 5 or 6 sentences, because you may drop one, in 10 minutes using your notes and your memory to summarize the spoken text, the lecture that you heard. The first sentence will always be, the speaker was discussing. D, he mentioned or she mentioned that. M, D, he described. T, he talked about. D, he discussed. S, he suggested that. So DMD, TDS, DMD, TDS, put your notes and your memory into that structure, correct the grammar as you go and all the way through in the end, and take the full 10 minutes and then submit your task. Multiple choice, choose multiple answers listening. Remember, there's negative marking in the multiple choice, choose multiple answers. So only choose correct answers. To focus on the meaning of the text or to help you understand the listening part of the text, listen and take notes. Don't read and take notes, or the reading will cancel out the listening understanding, and that's what you have to do. So listen, take notes, just of the main points all the way through, and then go back, read the prompt, and then if your answer option agrees with your notes and your memory, tick it. If it doesn't, leave it. Only choose correct answers because there's negative marking in this. Listening, filling in the blanks. You're going to move your cursor along the text, and when you come to a blank, you're going to hear that word spoken in the audio. You're going to write it down and keep moving along, because if you start to type in there at the same time as you hear it, it can slow you down. However, if you are of the generation that types faster than writes, practice doing that. I'm of the generation that writes faster than types, so I write the word down, write the word down, write the word down, write the word down, and then I type it in afterwards to make sure I spelled it correctly and that it makes sense with the words around it. So you can practice one of 2 methods for that. Highlight correct summary. With this one, you'll listen to an audio or see a video, but most likely listen to an audio. Only one of these is correct, but don't keep reading these while you're listening, or you really won't understand what is being said. So it's important to look at that first, then leave it to the side and listen and take notes. facts, names, numbers, main ideas, all the way through listening, remembering, making notes, and then from your notes, look up, read all the way through. Is that correct? No. Is that correct? Maybe. Is that correct? No. Is that correct? Maybe. I've got 2 maybes. Then I look at my notes, my names and numbers and main ideas, and then I choose the one that I think is the most correct. I only spend 2 minutes on each of those, 3 minutes on multiple choice, choose multiple answers. Listening, select missing word. There'll be an audio played, and there'll be the topic of that audio will be mentioned in the prompt. You're going to listen right to the end of the audio, and just as it's about to finish, that's where the key information is. Listen to understand, and then there will be a beep at the end of the audio. That beep hides the correct answer. So the correct answer will be a single word or a phrase, and it will go at the end of the sentence, and that's what you're listening for, and choose the one that seems most correct to you. Multiple choice, choose single answer. With this one, glance over your options, but listen and take notes. Fact, 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 fact. Names, numbers, main ideas. When events change, write something down. Listening to concentrate to understand, and then reread the prompt. Check the answer. Do my notes agree? Nope. Do my notes agree? Nope. Do my notes agree? Yes. Do my notes agree? Not sure. Okay, then I think it's C. Highlight incorrect words. This one's negatively marked as well. You'll hear a recording. Here's the transcript. Move the mouse along. When the word you see is different from the word you hear, click on it. Moving along, click on it. Moving along, click on it. But only click words when you're certain they are the incorrect word, because if you click on a word that isn't incorrect, you will lose a mark, and you can unclick your choice as well. Write from dictation. This one is like repeat sentence. You'll hear a sentence and you've got to type it exactly as you hear it. You'll hear it only once. So again, listen to the first half, the second half, understand, and then type it. So it's like listen and repeat. We're going to listen, understand, and then type it out. So you're going to use your memory of what you heard, hear it, and then understand it, and then type it out. And then make sure that you've got a grammatically correct sentence that sounds exactly like you heard, it's correctly spelled, and it's punctuated correctly as well. Alrighty, now they are the 20 methods. Now, at some stage, it's a good idea to invest in a package. So work out which one it is you want to do that will suit your needs. And at the moment, we've got a discount of 20%. That took exactly 30 minutes. I think we did pretty well. Well done, everyone. Give yourself a big smile and a pat on the shoulder, pat on the back for turning up and becoming familiar with the 20 methods. It's possible for you to learn them and practice them and use them in the test. I'm going to go now. I want you to consider what package you want to buy so you can buy in to learn the method, practice the method, and get feedback. And best of luck in your studies. My name's David. I'll see you again in another class soon. Bye for now.